Hey guys, Jacob. I'm going to be talking about the Emu War today. Hope you enjoy. This is the Great Emu War. Well, it was a war fought by the Australians. The war started after World War I. Basically, when the soldiers came back from war, they became jobless, homeless, since, there was no jobs available for them. Or if you're Australian, the government gave you a farming position for crops or wheat. During 1929, if some people are familiar with that year, was the start of the Great Depression. Now, you already know what the Great Depression was, but it hit the Australians the worst, since the government started demanding more wheat and farm production to increase. However, they also promised the farmers or the soldiers to assist them in farming the wheat. However, the assist did not come. However, people thought, oh, it shouldn't get any worse from there. No, it did. Basically, when the wheat was still sitting there, unharvested, untouched, it looked pretty tasty, doesn't it? Well, it did for a bunch of emus, which at least 20,000 of them came from the west to the coast after migration, after the, activity season. The Australian farmers were obviously pissed, which in turn is understandable because you pretty much have your livestock on the line, and if a bunch of emus or birds or whatever eats it, you're losing money. So they went to a governor, the Ministry of Defense head, known as George Pierce. So when they went to George Pierce, he was also General World War I, a highly decorated one, which he also knows how powerful the machine guns were during the time period. So he proposed a proposition: to use the machine guns and some soldiers from the Australian Army to combat these emus, which, in all honesty, did not turn so well. He thought, oh hey, it could be good target practice, or maybe, who knows, maybe it can actually get them to lower their price down a bit on the wheat they provide to them. People looked at him like, okay, sure. And I'm pretty sure, I hope someone said this to him, better not try to do anything stupid, which unfortunately, yes, the war started. However, on November the 2nd is where it truly started. A pack of emus of 50 were spotted. The farmers helped lure the emus into a space where basically the soldiers would have a better aim at them. However, when the soldiers fired at them, they only killed a number. A number of the 4th, 2 days later, a pack of 1,000 emus, yes, I'm not kidding, were spotted in the same area. However, they were prepared this time. They started firing on the emus. However, strangely, and this is true, all the machine guns jammed. After a few shots they shot off, the machine guns jammed up and only 12 were killed, and the rest just buggered off. On the 8th of November, they were demanded to be pulled out. However, due to the fact that the outrage and the other soldiers in World War I getting angry that their crops were still being eaten, they were forced to redeploy on November the 12th. Killed 986 emus with 9,860 rounds, which is 10 rounds per emu, and injured or killed at least 2,500 more. That's what Pierce says. But it's highly debatable if that's true or not, if he was just trying to make himself look good after the embarrassment of the loss of the first try. Reported back into the ministry, and they reported at least 1,000 were killed out of the 20,000 of the emus that came. However, during this time period, the ministry decided to pretty much scrap Pierce's idea pretty much for how stupid it was to spend military assets on hunting down emus. And it's understandable why they wanted to, but it was stupid to put all their money into hunting them down, which they decided to put in a bounty system. The bounty system claimed at least 50,000 or more emus in 6 months. Word starts spreading out with the bounty system in this war that happened, and to England, to United States, and people were angry, since the emu was a national bird to the Australians, and since the Australians were pretty much killing off their own birds, they were forced to push out the bounty system. And unfortunately, it was another loss. What really truly ended this war? Better fences, instead of wood, they made it into wire. Like during the Western era of the Americans, they invented barbed wire, which pretty much killed off any cowboy or cow herders out there. So they decided to say, let's just go with the wire and barbed wire tactic, and it worked. Their crops were saved. The emus started staying away since, who wants to be poked by a bunch of barbed wire. That's a quick summarization of the Emu War. Thanks for watching, and bye.